Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm XV and here today I'm here with the one and only seven-time MMA champion, Jose Shorty Torres. Jose, thank you very much for joining me today. I appreciate
It's
you being here.
it's a pleasure, man. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. Now, this will give the audience a little bit of background. You've been doing martial arts or fighting since the age of 4, correct?
hmm
Now, I want to ask, since you've been doing martial arts since the age of 4, you have not slowed down since then when, um, you know, mastering your craft, if you will. Besides the clear passionate side of you doing MMA, is there any other passions that you have? If so, how do you interpret that into MMA or martial arts?
Um, my biggest thing is I did MMA for multiple reasons. One, to please my family because all my family wanted to be professional athletes, fighters, because we all grew up in the South Side of Chicago in the hood, So fighting was naturally a way to defend ourselves and come up and make it out. Not most of us had education. I did get my college education, but still, fighting was the thing my family wanted me to do. And the second thing was I always wanted to be a hero. I watched Dragon Ball Z, Power Rangers, stuff like that. People in the 90s literally fought for good. So I always wanted to be a hero and help people. So the way my biggest hobby, and I guess I have multiple hobbies. I just like to have fun. I'm a child at heart and at height, but I'm a kid that, loves to do so many things. So for me, my biggest hobby is to help people. I like to bring people up with me. I mean, my catchphrase is "We can, we will. Together, we are Team Shorty." It's everything is we. I'm very selfless. I like to bring people with me everywhere I go and help them so much. So I have my foundation, the Team Shorty Foundation, which 100% of my proceeds on my website, teamshorty.com, all my shirts, all my apparel goes to that foundation to help kids, teens, and young adults stay inside the gym and off the streets. You need new gear? Cool. I'm paying for new gear for you. Oh man, you need a gym membership? Cool, I'm helping you. But I'm not helping people just to help people, or I'm not helping people because they have great resumes or records. When I sponsor fighters, I help genuine people that I see inside the gym, that I physically see them going out of their way to help others. So it's like a pay it forward type of program. I'm not just helping people because everyone needs help. Everyone automatically needs help. But for me, I just love to teach and support people come up, because fighting saved my life. Hopefully the gym, martial arts, and just athletics in general can help save others.
Yeah, it's amazing. The amount of work that this foundation has put into helping many other people, including this your apparel itself, has, I would say saved a lot of lives, and helped a lot of people. So it's pretty awesome that you're doing that, especially knowing how selfless you are. How I've even made two artworks for you in the past, and you've been nothing but supporting to my channel. So again, thank you for that,
I'm
majorly.
always
So
I'm always posting, man, and I always say, man, like we're all, no, regardless of height, we're all shorties trying to make out a neighborhood, and sometimes other shorties, we need to stick together. We need to help each other, and especially as an athlete, and having a channel and having some followers, for you doing artwork for me, I appreciate it, because I never thought I'd get to this level where people are going out of their way to support me. By this is motivation for me, so it's like the least I can do is post it and try to get you more followers, more money that way, more artwork projects and stuff like that, because again, this is our little craft, so it's a huge thing, and I appreciate the love support back, man. Thank you.
no, of course, and to me personally, been making artwork for about 6 7 years now, being self-taught. To me, a following doesn't really matter. It's more of like, can I appreciate it and can others appreciate it? To me, likes, followers don't really matter. Again, people who support, like it, and follow my page, I love them for it. But to me, it's not really that important. It's more of like, how can I, but also others, enjoy what I do?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you've been part of many fights over your very long and successful career. And to prepare for these fights, you like to wear clothing that represents Goku and Vegeta, as you say, like you're a big fan of Dragon Ball Z. How do these characters help motivate you, not only through your fights, but also through life as well?
Yeah, I'm a small Dragon Ball Z fan. Now, like even right now, I'm wearing a Cowboy Bebop shirt. So
Yes.
a lot of these animes, especially animes, Japanese cartoons, they or shows, they have a lot of philosophy behind it. Obviously Dragon Ball Z looks at just people fighting to be the strongest in the world. I'm not against it, but for me, I always looked up to really two people, Goku and Gohan. I relate the most to Gohan because he doesn't want to fight. My father was more of like the Vegeta style where he's like, you got to be the best, you got to be strong, you got to be this. I never really cared about fighting. I only fought when I needed to, and I only fought because to save lives or to be good or inspire other people, you know? So I'm like, Team Gohan, you know, Super Saiyan 2 against Cell. Like, I don't want to be that mean guy, but if I have to be, then everything's going to come out. But Goku coming up, to me, was, he always enjoyed the challenge. He was always a kid at heart. He was genuine at soul. You know, he rode the flying Nimbus, and you have to be pure of heart just to be able to jump on that thing. If you had any type of corruptness in your body, you would fall right through this cloud. You couldn't fly it. So for me, it was always being as genuine as possible and as true to your soul without looking for anything in return, without any type of greed, lust, you know, this, that, yada, yada, yada. So when it came to looking at a character like Goku, one, he was the role model. You know, everyone's eyes were on him, everyone depended on him, and that was kind of my lifestyle. You know, my family didn't really have much, so for me making it out of the neighborhood, people relied on me. I was their hero, I was their savior. I was always pushing to be stronger. No one expected me to lose, even when I did, you know. And when I did, people respected it because they're like, man, he gave it his all. Like, he accepted that challenge and he wasn't afraid of it. So for me, Goku just coming up in that whole Dragon Ball Z series is like, I just always wanted to be the best. And even still today, I still want to be the best. But in the process, Goku has always been a helper to help other people grow and come up with him. That's why it's Dragon Ball Z. It's not the Goku show, you know. It's a Z Fighters, you know. So it's for people who aren't watching or don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z. You know, my page, especially my logo, it's based on that. I mean, look at my fighting style. Like, I love the challenge. I love the firefight. Look at my stances, everything I do. I'm always screaming, like if I'm going Super Saiyan or going beyond, you know, everything of that. I think that's what motivates me. And it really does help me push forward. Even before, you know, some mornings when I'm super tired, there's these motivational videos that have just like Goku or Dragon Ball Z montages. And I listen to that with some inspirational voices behind it. It's amazing to me.
No, of course. No, yeah, as you say, you know, I have watched some of your fights where literally they're having fun, having the blast, and you know, honestly, at the end of the day, you know, when doing this thing that you love, that's all you can do. Have fun the best way you can. You know, just kind of bring your own little flair to it, if you will. So again, that's pretty amazing to do. Now, the last question I want to ask you is more on the serious side of things. More recently, athletes have been taking their time away from the sport to focus on their health, not only physically, but mentally. Examples such as you, Simone Biles, Kyrie Irving, and a plethora of others. Outside of your sport, what helps you maintain that balance? And what can you recommend to other athletes out there who feel overwhelmed?
Man, you know, I can tell you this, like my biggest traumas were and I'm very realistic, I'm very open to the world. I had 3 big traumas that coincidentally happened to me at a very crucial time in my life all at once. You know, my whole life was working to get to the UFC. I was always neglected for even doing more. And again, out of my control because the flyweight division was already dying. And then I got kind of forced into the UFC and then forced out and completely demasculated, demoralized, belittled. And then I looked like crap, you know, because of my 2 extremely last minute fights, bad weight cuts, or whatever the case may be. I got cut. And it's like, all right, the goal I really wanted to achieve was technically achieved, but I didn't really have time to enjoy it and really work, you know, to get to the top. So I was cut. And then after that, my engagement, I was engaged for about 7.5 years. I was engaged to a woman that, you know, I thought was going to be part of my future. That got cut. And it's like, things I really cared about most are gone. Then the last thing was my father. My father ended up passing away. The reason why I ended up doing the sport. So it was like literally, and multiple things around that after too, but multiple things is just pushing me, you know, heavy down. And even still today, working to get a lot of that weight off my shoulders, but it's facing a lot of traumas. It's facing a lot of things I've been running away from, and learning that a lot of that, especially me running away, was causing a lot of self-sabotage. And for me, I am a feeler. I'm a person that wears my heart on my sleeve. So if my day goes bad, more than likely my practice is going to go bad as well. You know, so it's being able to try to figure out what motivates me, what makes me happy, especially at my lowest, and knowing that even though things are bad right now, no matter how messed up they are, it will get better if you try to make them better. But if you just stay there, mope in your bed and do nothing, then nothing is going to happen. No miracle is going to, you know, come out of the woodworks and things are going to get better. And no matter how much you hope or pray for something to change, unless you physically can get up and try, then the world, the universe can start going around. But if you don't do it, man, then you're gonna mentally break down. Like Simone Bailey, who is, and this is again, and I made a video about it. This is her at the pinnacle of the sport, literally known as one of the best gymnasts in the world, who says, I can't do it. And people belittle her and say she's disappointed. It's like, dude, one, you're not in that position. You never know how to experience that position. Like the pressure you have is ridiculous. A whole country's weight on your shoulders is scary. Plus in the sport, you can literally break your neck at almost any moment because of a wrong flip or turn is crucial. And for her knowing mentally that if she forces it, she can possibly get hurt or even worse. It's just, there's no point. So she played the safe card. And even though people belittle it, whatever the case may be, it is the smartest thing in the world. And now she still has to face all those traumas, those tribulations of saying no to a bunch of people, but also possibly not, possibly hindering her to achieve another gold medal or gold medals. So it does suck. But man, your mental, and I like to say this truthfully, without a proper operator, I don't care how good your machine is. I don't care. You could be Arnold Schwarzenegger. You can be the best physical specimen in the world. But without the proper machine, that machine is worthless. All those other little machines are going to easily outwork you. And then after that, you're going to make yourself seem worse than what you really are. But it's here. It's not this. We all are born with the same tools. Yeah, some better than others. But why are some people, Brandon Moreno, and I've trained with him. This is not at all trying to put him down. But I thought Davis Figueiredo is physically way better than him in multiple aspects, except for jiu-jitsu, but multiple aspects. But Brandon Moreno was mentally so much more prepared for that contest, and to get that win, he easily won that second fight and dominated, and now he's champion for it. So it's here. It's not this. It's how you train this that's going to make everything else better. And when you help all of this, then you can worry about everyone else and everything else around you, because that can properly make everything else better too. So it's, the mental game is a huge thing, and especially with COVID right now, being alone in houses and slowly opening up back to the world and this and that, we had a lot of time to ourselves, but it's a lot of proper time that we should all really take in and really try to understand ourselves. Because again, no matter how much selfless we are or how selfless we are, we cannot help people to the fullest unless we help ourselves first. So that's, take care of you. And I say that to myself of trying to take my own damn advice, but it's you really have to focus on you. And for me, it's been a huge, long journey to finally say I'm happy, which yay, but there's going to be times where I'm happy now. And then, man, I'm the low in, a couple weeks for whatever reason, but know that I have been happy before. It's a beautiful sadness of why I got that low and come back up.
No, of course. Now, as in life, as life goes, everyone's journey is different. Everyone goes through different struggles, and everyone shows that different strength inside of them that not many people see. For example, you, for example, in my last interview, I interviewed this guy, my good friend of mine, Amari Millsap. He's he, he's a filmmaker doing his own fan film on Miles Morales. He's writing, directing, and acting in it. And recently, he's lost his mother, and he's still going, he's still doing this thing because he knows that at the end of the day, it's what he loves to do. She still motivates him. His father still motivates him. At the end of the day, no one really knows our struggles besides us, and those who really belittle us or try to belittle us don't know how strong we are and how our mind works in that aspect. So
it's a huge thing, man. I can tell you this: when Khabib's father died, I know Khabib personally, man, it resonated with me because my father died. My father was my everything. But I tried to do the same thing. I got to the fight, and I ended up backing out 2 days before the fight because I just mentally could not do it. I felt that I was going to hurt myself going in there because I was so mentally broken. Khabib, on the other hand, was able to push through, make the weight, fight, compete at the highest level, and then after breakdown, I just broke down before and I couldn't do it. And then looking at Khabib do it, I'm like, one, I'm crying because I envied it. I'm like, damn it, I wanted to do that. Like, that's what I wanted to do. But I felt his pain because I know how hard it was to even try to get to that point. And for him to be that much mentally stronger to push on through, like the training you have to be mentally prepared for that is phenomenal. So again, people forget about the mental side and say, oh, just get up and do it anyways. Well, no, you got to find some type of motivation. You got to find some type of thrill. You got to find fun. You got to, whatever makes you motivated to keep on pushing forward. That's what you need to do to try to achieve your goals. If you're a guy who lost his mother, my condolences. It's horrible. But we all have to understand, like, sadly, all that stuff is going to happen to all of us. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's no much time we can prepare for it, because we're never prepared for that stuff. It's always gonna hurt. It's not like, oh cool, mom's gone, time to go on to the next day. Like, that shit sucks. Even still today, this has been about 2 years, almost 2.5 years that my father's been gone. I saw people playing softball remind me of my father. I'm like, cool, keep on going. It's just different ways to look at it. Your perspective changes over time from sadness to a beautiful thing. So again, it's beautiful sadness. It sucks, but Butter South Park, look it up, seriously, beautiful sadness.
No, of course, as I said, everyone's journey is different. Everyone goes through that kind of different mental state, whether it's someone you think could be stronger or, again, there's no comparing someone else's mental state to your own. At the end of the day, that's just going to kill you even more from somebody who's done that for, I think, most of my life as well. I've always compared people's happinesses to my own. And the moment I stopped doing that, just focusing on myself, it just changed. I became more self-aware, more happy, if you will. And, I'm here doing what I love to do. I'm here talking to you, for example. Something I never thought I do personally, talk to a champion in his own right, in both on the ring and out of the ring. So again, thank you very much for doing this interview with me. I do appreciate that.
Anytime, man. And again, I'm always happy. If I can, I will. And if I can't, then I honestly can't.
Now, one thing I want to show you as well, because as you said, you're a big fan of like the whole Power Rangers growing up, everything else. For me, I'm a whole nerd in that aspect. Marvel, DC, everything. As you've seen artwork on my page before. But to me, the one cartoon to me that kind of motivated me, I loved watching, was Four Turtles. Was the whole Ninja Turtles, and I collect these things as well.
That's dope.
So
I'm Michelangelo. That's who resonates me. Actually, I came out to one fight with like paper mache pizza and like paper mache nunchucks and like the glasses.
Oh, that's awesome. To me, I'm a whole collector of these things. I see them all around my room. I'm not sure if you can see it now, but I have like pop figures everywhere around my room.
That's awesome, man.
And to me, like, that world kind of gives me a whole bunch of like clarity and everything else. So it's my own little world. And that's why I kind of bring to the audience of these interviews, is that I try to have the person I'm interviewing relate to not only me and the whole audience as well, and not only the nerd aspect, but also the kind of like life aspect. That to know that like, they're not alone, to know that they can be strong whenever. And I think you've done that for this whole interview. So again, thank you for that.
Anytime, man. I just want to say that no matter what your past relates to, your good, your bad, all that stuff has made you who you are today, why you react to certain things, why you do certain things, and this and that. And looking at your room, obviously you idolize a lot of stuff, whether it's Ninja Turtles and these shows, that shows, and that's what makes you happy. I have the same thing in my room, so I can't even you go in my room, it's the same thing. So again, my shirts, all that stuff, hell, even my underwear sometimes, so it's one of those things that these things are what make us happy, and that's what motivates us, and that's what's made us the people we are today, the men we are today, and that's amazing.
No, thank you very much. And one thing I do, or that I'm trying to do now, is that I send each one of my, for the people I interview, a little care package in their mail. I gave Amari Millsap his own custom-made fan film poster. A little design I made for him. I made your poster, but it's not ready yet.
Okay, I'm excited, man. I'll send you my address right now.
Yeah, so I send more than one thing in the care package. I send like a poster, a little something extra as well. So I can't wait to send it to you. Unfortunately, the thing's not ready yet. I'm kind of mad about it.
You're good, man. Trust me, no rush whatsoever. But I appreciate the love and support. Plus, my birthday was last Monday, so it's like, yeah, another birthday gift.
Again, so happy belated birthday. So
appreciate it, man. Thank you, and I'm excited, and I hope everything stays well for you, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Of course. Now, I do hope I get to interview you again, you again in the future, because this is way too much fun talking to you. I wish we could do it again sometime.
For sure, man. I can't wait.